What's going on, folks? All right. Just plugging into this generator. I guess it'll help if you saw exactly what I'm doing so you don't think I'm just clowning here. No fuel in there. What's going on, everybody? Live from 73 here. You already know my name. What's up? Let me, as you see, what I'm doing right now is getting ready for, hey, everybody. We're getting ready for our first camp club. Now, everybody know I've been camping for years online, showing people how to, either how to camp or just people camping with me. I've been camping my entire life. I have been doing this for my entire life. And when we say camping, not to this level that we do today, but when I was a kid, we built forts in the woods and we would stay there and sneak overnight and stay there, go fishing in the morning and pretend like we had spent the night over each other's house. You know, mom and dad, they didn't know nothing about it. So I've been doing this a long, long time. And I showed my kids how to do this just in case. My kids didn't used to like camp that much at first. But now that they're older, they truly do appreciate it. Because life is so uncertain that you don't know if that's the way you're going to end up living for sure. You know, some people have chosen like van life, living out of your vehicle, living in, building out your trailer, building out all kind of vehicles, box trucks and everything else, and people literally live in them. And I just wanted to, I'm supposed to be cleaning this out, and I'm having a hard time getting motivated because I've been busy all day getting ready for this. But what I wanted to do, even Lady Liz said, she said, uh-oh, you going live. Well, that's not going to get done. I said, yes, it is. I promise. So I'm going to try to be on here just for a minute or two, just to, sometimes I feel like I get so many emails and so many comments of desperation, and that's what drives me to do this. Some of y'all grab my heart and just twist it. And then when I do a video and ask, is there any questions? Nobody says anything. But here's the craziest part. If you don't say nothing while you got me right here, and especially when I say any questions, and you send me like 400 emails, I won't get them. And it's then you would think I'm ignoring you, and I'm not. I'm busy, and I got a whole life, and it's just hard for me to get to those emails. So when I say, do you have a question, I mean it. And the only reason I ramble on and keep talking is because people, they won't say anything. So my first thought is, okay, these are bots. So I'm talking to robots. So robots don't have questions. So I just let it go. But then I get a bunch of emails, and it just tears me apart that I cannot help you. How do you get out of credit card debt? I'm not a financial advisor. Why would you ask me such a serious thing? How do I get out of credit card debt? Why would you ask a random person this? I'm gonna play hard. I'm gonna play ball with you. I asked the question. You right. You asked the question, I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna answer your question with a question. How did you get into credit card debt? How much do you owe? See, but if you want me to play financial advisor, I'm going to do it the real way. I'm not going to do it the YouTube magician way. Okay? How did you get into credit card debt? And how much do you owe? I'm going to play with you just for a minute anyway. I help you, but you ain't going to want to hear nothing I got to say because you in credit card debt. No, I haven't had the Arctic frost Satsuma since that big freeze about 6 years ago. Okay, you got into debt from prepping. That's foolish. You owe $30,000 to $40,000. Okay, so this is how you get out of that debt. Sell all the assets that you don't need, which is probably 95. If you've gotten yourself into credit card debt for $30,000 to $40,000, I'm gonna play with you. I know this is nonsense, but I'm gonna play with you. If you got yourself into debt for $30,000 to $40,000 from purchasing prepping items, number one, you're a fool. Number two, sell all that shit. Okay? Because we're talking about prepping. This motherfucker. We're talking about prepping, right? Part of prepping is being financially responsible. So you're not prepared. So you can have all the ammunition and you can have all the firearms and you can have all the backpacks you want to, but they can still take you out financially. So you're not prepared. And like I said, I'm gonna play with you on that. And I gotta be honest with you. If you done that and you put yourself deep into $50,000 worth of credit card debt, $20,000 to $40,000, number one, you are a fool. I think that's what you're looking for me to say anyway. You are a total moron because that's not prepping. That's going into debt. That's what that's called. And if you spent $30,000 to $40,000 on prepping, that means you don't know how to use any of that. Because all you was doing was just burning your credit card up, buying things. You didn't do anything. You're just following people online and you're just listening to people on YouTube and doing whatever anybody says. You're not even using your own head. You're a follower. You took money out of your family's mouth to listen to people like me without doing any research whatsoever. That's foolish. Okay? I'm not a financial advisor whatsoever. But when somebody asks me something that dang gone stupid, I'm gonna give you a stupid answer. I'm gonna give you a truthful answer. Do you think you will have any blue guava ice cream banana trees next spring? I have no idea. That's next spring. Let me tell you something about next spring. We're supposed to be talking about camping. But you know what? Let's do a Q&A. Let's do a Q&A because I didn't title this. I don't know what I'm gonna have by next spring. Because if things keep going the way they're going right now, for us to see tomorrow is a blessing. And if I wouldn't wait for me to purchase, I wouldn't wait to purchase something like that. If you're very interested in that, I wouldn't wait to purchase that all the way till spring from me. You put that much I would just go online and go looking for something like that. If you want that and it's that bad and you really need it, go buy it. Now, see, just to show you, man, I'm not all about the money. Just to let you know, I could have just let you wait till next spring and bought one from me. No, I want you to do the sensible thing. If you're trying to grow a garden and you're trying to grow bananas, go get your bananas wherever you can. Don't Stop waiting on people, y'all. And it ain't nothing personal. It ain't like, oh, instead of you buying something from me or a t-shirt or a banana or some seeds, you bought it from somebody else. Don't this ain't I don't take that personal. This is about your survival. This is about your maintaining, okay? I don't take that stuff personal. I can't be like, well, man, you went and bought some moringa seeds from XYZ instead of me. Man, just get them. This ain't a time right now to be playing no favoritism, no cliques and groups. Man, just go do what you're supposed to be doing. Like that other person, she just whoever that credit card person is went off and did that nonsense. Just clicked up, listening and following. Um, is it normal for a persimmon to start dropping leaves this early in Texas? I don't know because I don't live in Texas. I don't know how they perform in Texas, and it depends. You said the Sajo. I don't even have that one, believe it or not. You mentioned a good company to order fruit trees from, but I can't find a video to add. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really mention uh those dealers anymore online, and it's not because I got a problem with them at all. It's because a lot of these online dealerships either have folded up or they'll send you a plan about this big. And I, as much as I love them, I can't condone that. Why would you pay anywhere from $120, let's just say 120 down to about $80 plus shipping, right? Say $80 to even $150 sometimes, even $200. Why would you pay that to get a plant this big shipped to you in a shoebox when the same amount of money, that couple $100 you spent on shipping and handling and shipping to you, why don't you just get in your car, fill it full of fuel? That right there is going to run you about $75. Get to the place you really want to go. You might have to do some traveling. And I kid you not, you might find something for $30 and it's you trying, your only problem is trying to fit it in your car. And a lot of people can't shop local Crafty Mom Creation. You down there in Florida, y'all local nurseries is y'all just built different. Okay, y'all just built different. A lot of these other places, they don't got it like that. My nurseries here is starting to pep their game back up, but after 2020, everything went straight to hell. So, led, I'm considering buying a condo, first time buyer, and waiting a year and a half to gain some equity and then sell it to purchase land. Is this wise thing to do in your opinion? I'm gonna play with y'all, so throw the question. Normally I wouldn't even answer that. I'm gonna answer it. No, absolutely freaking not. No, it's not. In my own opinion, the I'm gonna say not just no, but hell no. Nope. Because what you think is going to happen is you're going to buy this condo, let it build some equity, and try to get something out of it or flip it. If you keep a condo now for 2 years, what kind of equity do you think you're going to get? By the time you get a real estate agent, by the time you list it, by the time you go through inspections, by the time you go through closing, you didn't make anything. You wasted your time and you didn't make any money. I'm going to give you a little bit of personal advice. So I'm playing with all questions today. Y'all, the credit card lady got me crunk. Okay. Everybody said, Lead Farmer 73, why didn't you sell your house? Why didn't you sell your house? I thought you was going to sell your house. You said you was going to sell your house and move to Freedom Makers. Okay. I thought about that good and hard. If I sold my house, I could stand to make over $300,000, right? I bought my land cash. I don't owe anybody anything. I'm almost done paying this house off. To sell my house when I'm almost done paying it off would be foolish, because pay this house off, now I got two. Plus, I'm in the most popular, hottest parts of this entire state of South Carolina besides Myrtle Beach. Selling this house, knowing I'm sitting on a gold mine, is absolutely absurd. I'm in one of the most decent neighborhoods. Everything. I would be a fool. So me and my wife went back and forth, like, we gonna build on Freedom Acres, but I could not. Listen, this is a 5-bedroom house with a den, living room, dining room, kitchen, giant kitchen. It's on 2 acres of land. It's on a lake and on a creek. And it's insane. That would be insane. That would be financial suicide for me. This is why it don't make any sense. I need you to understand something. Say I made that $300,000 after finished paying the house off, $350,000 after paying the house off, right? And it need repairs. Still, I make $300,000. So get this, I make $300,000. Go out to Freedom Acres, about to have a house built. Houses don't cost $150,000 no more. For $150,000, you want to know what you're gonna get? That. So, to have a house built, and the house that we were going to have built was, without all the stuff, with everything the way we saw it, the one y'all seen on the video, it was $400,000. The house that me and Lady Leah went in, and you saw all the amenities, right? We didn't want lit up cabinets and all that stuff. So break that all the way down to about, the house will run us about $350,000 to have that house. We broke even. Okay. But it's still things that you need to do. You still have to have your well put in. You still have to have your septic put in. You still have to have your electrical ran. You still have to have all that stuff done. Now you look at, it doesn't make any sense. In a way, we'll be right back where we started from. We just moved somewhere else. And that doesn't make any sense. My goal is to be completely debt free. And you got to know how to play this game, or you're going to end. It's a lot of people running out, selling things to buy their land or buy their new home or whatever, and end up not realizing that they're going to get in a situation where they're upside down in their mortgage, or they get caught up in some kind of crap where you end up owing more now than you did before. The only problem is you just live in a different location. Absolutely not. I would not do, I wouldn't do that. Here's the other thing about flipping that condo. You're not going to make any money flipping anything right now in this market. You're not. A brand new condo that you bought 2 years prior, you're going to lose money. You're going to lose money on that. I don't care where it is. It could be in Beverly Hills. You're going to lose money. You pay attention to the market. Pay attention to your neighbors, and pay attention to Hollywood. The reason why I say pay attention to Hollywood is, look at all these rock stars and entertainers and stuff. You see all their houses going online. They even put that on the news, right? And they say, like, just say, I'm going to make up a name. The MC Hammer is selling his house from, he bought it for $350 million, and now he's selling it for $2 million. Because people are trying to get from up under the debt, because now they ain't making as much money as they used to make. They just want to get, they know they're going to lose money. They just want to get from up under that mortgage, just sinking them. Pay attention to the society, to entertainment, to the people we watch on TV and listen to on radio. They'll tell you everything you need to know. This is not no time to be trying to make money in real estate like that. Right. You say my trees, my fruit trees and stuff is worth about 100,000. Believe it or not, when you said you were going to sell it, when you said you were going to sell it, I yelled and screamed, "No, lid." Yeah, I know. I had to do some hard thinking, do some soul searching on that, and plus, this house was a miracle. This house, us getting this house was a miracle. You wouldn't even believe how much I paid for this house. Let me just put it to you like this. When I purchased this house 15 years ago, we came into this house with, I think it was $70,000 equity. As soon as we signed that paperwork at closing, we walked into this house with $70,000 equity. I can't make that up. Because everything, the kitchen, the floors was dated. They have never changed anything from the day this house was built. And I didn't care. Guess what? That old 1981 oven works just like a 2024 oven. It cooks the food. I don't care what it looked like. And I'm not an entertainer like that, where I bring people over to see my new latest appliances so you can watch TV on the door of your refrigerator. That's not me. So I could care less. The cabinets is old. I don't care. They open, they close, and they clean. I don't worry about that. Now, besides me burning the kitchen up, that's another thing. But that's it. What fruit trees would be the smartest to plant? Whatever you like to eat. This is Q&A, y'all. Whoever coming in the room, Q&A. I'm wide open. I'm wide open. Whatever you like to eat. If you think figs is what you like to eat, plant them. Said, "Led, you a grown man. Do what you is best for you and your family. No question or answer needed." Okay, got it. Some people do need answers, and donut peach trees versus regular peach trees. What is your experience? Pros and cons. Now that is an excellent question. A donut peach or a Saturn peach is it's a gimmick. They produce, but they will never produce like a Alberta or a Belle of Georgia or a Red Haven. They just don't give you that kind of production. They're cute, and when you come to eating them, that makes you mad too, because you're eating this little thing with this little seed in it. It just kind of, it's just a talking piece. It's really nothing I would want to plant a whole grove of. What are you starting to plant this fall? I don't get into that. Because I know everybody want to start planting everything in their garden. I don't do that anymore. I plant what I eat now, because I'll sit there and have a whole bunch of squash, watermelon, sweet potato, blah, blah, and all this nonsense that everybody else is planting, and I won't eat half that shit. So it's no, don't do that. Plant what you eat. Plant what you eat. Stop trying to follow the trends on YouTube. And you trying to plant certain things you don't even know what they're for. Like, for instance, people are buying elderberry cuttings from me. You're buying elderberry and you have no idea why you buying it. You just buying it because everybody else on my channel is buying it. I had somebody say, "Oh, we can touch on this." Everybody keeps saying, "Elderberry, put elderberry in your survival garden." Absolutely not. You can't eat elderberry straight off the tree like that. You can't sustain yourself. Yes, it can help you health-wise, but that is not a full survival situation. I wouldn't plant elder. That would not be on my list. So people be planting stuff and they don't either know what it tastes like, know what it look like, nothing. It's just, we gotta, hey, Trina, it's a true lead, plant what you like to eat. Plant what you like to eat, or you're gonna be planting stuff for the animals. say, on the grind to find my land, and I know it's a journey, but my 40 acres and a mule starts with me. There you go. Okay. Jazzy says, when you're looking for land, what factors made you look so far away from where you are now? We are looking, but haven't considered out, haven't considered our states away. Because I live in the city. I don't want land in the city. I'm sitting on 2 acres. I don't want, listen, I want it to be as far away from, you hear this lawnmower in the background, you heard his trimmer, leaf blower, you just heard this since I've been on this. I don't want to be around nobody, period. And I want land in a couple of different locations. I want one where we're going to end up building, which is Freedom Acres. And the other piece, which we ain't even going to talk about, I want to have somewhere to go if I have to run or go just hunt on. I want land to just go hunt and fish on. I want a piece of land, which I got, with everything on it already, have a nice little trailer or something sitting on it, and I can do creative activities out there. But when it comes to my peace and my quiet, I got freedom, and that's what but yeah. If you don't have to purchase land hours away from your home. That's completely up to you. I had several factors going for me. One was it kind of fell in our lap. Two, I don't want to be in modern convenience. I don't want to be nowhere near modern convenience. Okay? I don't want a McDonald's on the corner. I don't want Burger King on the other corner. I don't want 1,500 gas stations around. I don't want be around no malls. I don't want to be around any of that. I don't want to be. I want my land. How many people remember when I was always out at Freedom Acres? Well, I'm always still there. Did the videos on Freedom Acres? How many people remember that? You didn't hear none of this. Every single time, no matter what time of day or night it was, the only thing y'all heard was my chickens, my turkeys, and 12-gauge shotguns going off in the distance from my neighbors somewhere far from around me, hunting deer. I didn't have to watch people jog past my house every 5 seconds, literally like it is now. I don't have to worry about nobody pooping in my yard. Only things was pooping in my yard was foxes and deer. When I'm on Freedom Acres, I don't have to worry about, do I need to call the city to see if there's any underground lines before I start digging. You're supposed to call 811 before you dig. Just nothing. I can do whatever I want. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be 100% honest. I'll walk outside buck naked with some flip-flops on, some Crocs. I've done it many a day. I know it ain't nothing tantalizing to you to visualize, but I'm gonna tell you something. What is tantalizing is when you do it and ain't nobody looking at you, but probably a satellite or something. But nobody is looking at you. The only one that can say anything about you coming outside buck naked in your Crocs and socks is the birds. Like, ooh, put that away. Say mosquitoes don't eat you up. Now you gotta take all precautions when it comes to your environment. I'm not even gonna touch on that. Take precautions for your environment. Say, Led, I'm on my land now and love it. Thank you. You are very welcome, Belinda. Yes, it's definitely liberating. Yes, it is. That's why it's called Freedom Acres. Absolutely. You seem to be more at peace on Freedom Acres. You know why? I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna tell you why not was when I am, and that's why I start breaking it away from this YouTube and this social media. Because the world is so screwed up. There are so many things to talk about every freaking day that's evil, wicked, and just insane. I started mixing my peace and my freedom with social media. And I saw myself becoming just as disturbed as I am here there. I bought that so I don't have to, I can go somewhere and not, I can unplug. Let's use that word. You need a place to unplug. And I caught myself getting mad at trolls, people getting mad at me for whatever our reasons. And I'm mad on Freedom Makers, and I see myself steaming around. I said, I'm gonna take all my videos from Freedom Makers down. I'm gonna get rid of them all since everybody don't give a shit. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something about that. I got so mad that I pulled all that stuff. But you know what? I sat and I thought about it. This is for everybody thinking about purchasing land. I sat and I thought about it. I pulled all my videos about Freedom Makers. I pulled them down, made them private. I put them back up two or 3 days ago. The whole playlist. The Freedom Acres is called New Freedom. Every video, every live stream, everything is on that playlist. It's called New Freedom, Lead Farmer 73. I'm gonna tell you why I put them back up. Now you won't be getting I won't be doing it no more, but I'm gonna tell you why I put them videos back up. Because I let them win. I let them shut me down. I let them make me stop spreading the message on what we should all be looking forward to. You wanna ride a Harley? I feel like I start thinking, would you say are three biggest what would you say are the three biggest lessons you've learned when going through the land buying process? This ain't my first rodeo. I just need everybody to know that we've purchased land before. We've had land before. I had a homestead before I bought this house. We left a homestead and moved here. And I feel like that was a big mistake. Even though I love this house, because I was like, I'm done with farming. I'm done with animals. I'm done with big gardens. Moved here and saw myself doing the exact same thing I was doing on my homestead. And then we've been here so long, we've been looking for more land ever since we've been in this house. And it finally just fell in our lap. So for me, you said 3 of the things. Let me read that question again, because that was a good one. What would you say are the 3 biggest lessons that you've learned when going through the buying process? Okay, the 3 biggest lessons I've learned when going through the buying process. Number 1, have your money right. If you don't have money, know what programs are available to you. Read and research all programs, because you don't always need all these big giant down payments that somebody keep on busting my chops about. You also qualify for so many different things depending on how much land you got and what city it is. That's all depends. But all of this stuff you can get. It's so many programs for people like you that you can have no money down, 5% down, zero. All this, I was about to say zero interest, but that ain't it. I'm thinking of cars. But you understand, it's programs in play, government programs in play that can help you. And you know what? I'm going to tell you how ignorant we is. Because what we do is say, I don't want no government program because I don't want the government in my business. While you own a cell phone, while you have a social security number, while you living in the heart of the city, while you paying a water, light, and utility bill, while you paying a gas bill, while you paying taxes, while you paying taxes on your car, license plates, registration, you also let the government go and make you have a state ID or a driver's license. But you telling me that you won't go get some sort of government program or government subsidy because you don't want the government in your business. And that's why I stay away from people like that, because what you're saying is effing stupid. It's the same thing. It's the same thing about when people say, I don't buy nothing from China, while you're talking to me or typing on a cell phone that was made in China. Almost every electronic that you own is made. Do me this favor, and I do this all the time when we start talking about that. Name me one American made cell phone. Anybody. I'll wait. Out of all the brand names and all of the series and all of the cell phones, name me one American made cell phone. And yeah, there you go. I'll wait. Have you thought about moving abroad? I would never move abroad. I'm not leaving America. I'm still waiting. Somebody said cup and string. Even your cup is made in. Exactly my point. Everybody keeps saying, which one would you rather have? Would you rather have? It's always, what is it? Um, what is the two phones? Apple versus uh, what's the other one? It don't matter which one it is. It's not Android. Apple versus Android. Who cares? Neither one of them come from here. Samsung, you name it. So everybody always in, oh, I believe in American made. Why are you saying that and typing that on your Samsung? Shut up with that now. And you drive a Honda. See, people make me sick with the dumb talk. This dumb, man. I can't stand it. And then when Motorola, thank you. Where you think even emojis even came from? That's not an American thing. That's that Japanimation stuff. And people be hitting me with like, yeah, buy American. I'ma tell you again, I worked in the auto industry all of my younger life. Damn near all the way until we moved to South Carolina. I put those cars together. Don't ever mention that man's name on my channel again. That builds them little cars. Don't you ever mention that man's name on my channel again. I'm not giving you no breaks on that one. If you mention that man's name that rhymes with Avon perfume, if you mention his name, I'll send you out. You might as well be saying political words to me. What a evil little son bitch. What a wicked, evil, rich, spoiled. Hey, do y'all remember the cartoon Richie Rich? They used to call it Japanimation. I don't know what they call it now. They call it something. Y'all remember that? They used to call them cartoon Japanimation. They call it something else now. Anime. Right. That's before before they start calling it anime, it was called Japanimation. People be acting like they don't know where y'all been. That ain't even old. All y'all been alive since that. Y'all remember that cartoon Richie Rich? He was so rich, he would have his robot fly to Brazil to bring him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He would be on the whole other side of the planet and have his butler, I forget his butler's name, bring him a new change of clothes. He wouldn't buy no new clothes. He would have his butler come from America, fly around the other side of the planet and bring him a pair of new clothes. Because he was so rich and so spoiled and so stupid. That's who that dude with them little funny looking cars remind me of. A grown ass, spoiled ass, eccentric ass Richie Rich. A wannabe Richie Rich. Don't mention that, not that. What a knucklehead. So, don't, what a knucklehead. And everybody, I wouldn't listen. I don't be on tweets. What is it? I don't be on the tweet because he owned it. I won't buy one of his little electric cars because he owned it. Anything that man got his name on, I don't want to have nothing to do with. I'm going to tell you this, true story. I'll go buy an electric Chevy Silverado before I buy anything from him. Yeah, Cadbury, that was his name, Cadbury, because it reminded me of them Easter eggs with the chocolate and the goo inside that was delicious. Cadbury. Cadbury was his butler. That's that idiot. And right, and he's dangerous. I'm not even going to keep on talking about him. Because he got so much money, he can do anything to anybody and get away with it. People like that don't live very long, though. You know that. Because he has nobody to tell him no. So people that usually don't have anybody around them to tell them no, they don't make it too long living around this planet. Somebody be out to get them. It's just the truth. But when I used to build cars, every one of those parts was from overseas. But then when I closed the hood, it said Jeep. When I closed the hood, it said Chevy. When I closed the hood, it said GM. But everything inside, the engine block, the wiring harnesses, the headliners with little felt on it that y'all love so much, everything else is made over there. And people sit here and tell me that this is an American truck. No, it has an American symbol on the hood. That's it. Everything else is from somewhere else. And people don't work in factories, nor do they ask questions, to the point they don't want to know the truth. When you tell them the truth, they think you lying. You're literally in the matrix, the mental matrix, because you think that a Chevy truck, a GM, a Ford, you truly think that all of that is made right here. We don't import anything. Everybody keeps saying, stop the imports, stop the imports. We can't. We don't own anything. We don't own anything, and we don't make anything, and we haven't since the 80s. But you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that. I'm sitting on a Harley Davidson. Go ask where all those parts. This is an old one, though. I got an old boy. Go ask where all those parts is made on Harley Davidson now. Any more questions about anything? We were talking about camping, but people went a whole nother direction. Hey, go over there and get my water. Say that's why I call them right. They used to be called automotive plants. They used to be called American-made automotive plants. And then in the 80s, early to mid 80s, they start calling them assembly plants, because they are assembling cars from pieces from all around the world. I can always tell when people come over here from TikTok. Any questions whatsoever, I'm going across the board. It don't matter what it's about. The credit card lady got me crunk, so we gonna keep it going. Good deal, patient saint. Good deal. How did you go about finding a release agent you could trust? A real estate agent, you meant, that you could trust? It seems like everyone here and their mama nowadays uh, don't know. You don't know who to trust. My wife is a real estate agent. See, I told y'all don't know nothing about my wife. She gangster. She got her hands in everything. So my wife sold me my land. Matter of fact, my wife found me my land, and she was my real estate agent for my land, our land. Let me stop saying that. Why do you want to move to the? Why you don't want to move to the motherland? Because you're looking at the hue of my skin, and you're judging me by the hue of my skin, ain't you? What do you think I am? You're judging me by the hue of my skin, and that's foolish. Why wouldn't I want to move to the motherland? What if I told you? What if I told you? What if I told you? You're assuming the motherland. Are you saying the motherland is what? What did you say? What are you referring to before I open my mouth when you say the motherland? Let me break something down to y'all real quick. Okay? I'm not going to even get into genetics and DNA and whatnot. I'm going to tell you something. You are an American. That's what I see. Okay. I don't want us there, and we barely know what's here. Amen to that. Write it. Write it. We are from every part of the planet. Okay, Africa. Yeah, you saying the motherland is Africa. That's what you saying is motherland. Okay. What makes you think you're from the motherland? Have you had a DNA test? I mean a real one. I ain't talking about the 22andMe bullcrap. I'm talking about a true. Let me stop that. Let me break something down to you. Let me bring you close because I want you to look me in my eyeball when I tell you this. Okay. I don't know if any of y'all ever seen my mother. Have anybody seen y'all seen my mother in my videos? Okay. None of y'all ever seen my father, but you seen my mother. If you seen my mother in any of my videos, I want you to think real hard about that. That's number one. Okay. You said you seen my mother. Think real hard on what you saw. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to tell y'all. How you know when folks be ignorant. I didn't say ignorant. I said ignorant. I just want to put something on your mind. We essentially all came from that continent, correct? We all did. Why you got Puerto Ricans, Venezuelans, Jamaicans, Moroccans? Wait, let me see. What's the other one? Uh, Belize. What's the other one? Brazil. Okay, now let me just try to my hardest to educate without being an educator. The only difference between all of those people that I just named, there's plenty more, but the only difference between all of those people, like Jamaicans, Cubans, all that, the only difference between them and me and Brazil, the only difference between them and me is they was let off the boat earlier than I was. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. So here's the crazy part about that. Why is it okay to be Brazilian? Why is it okay to be Jamaican? Everybody cherishes being a Jamaican. They love being, I want to go visit Jamaica. I want to be a Jamaican. Or I want to go to Brazil. I want to see the beautiful people of Brazil. I want to go to Belize. I want to see the beautiful people in Belize. Okay, that was just a port that ship stopped at and let some folks off. So we ended up giving them all a name. Puerto Ricans from Puerto Rico, Jamaicans from Jamaica, Bohemians from the Bahamas, yada, yada, yada. We got let off here, and we call ourselves African Americans. We don't even got a name for ourselves. Jesse Jackson made that name up. Was that in the 80s? Think about it. I need you to think about that. Jesse Jackson made up Afro-American. That's nothing that nobody gave us. He did. Don't say that word, Manuel. Don't be disrespectful, okay? We're going to do that. Don't be disrespectful. I'm not talking about what was done to us. We ain't talking about that. Go back on TikTok and talk that, okay? I don't even want to get into that. What I'm telling you is all of those different islands that I just okay, you can keep believing that, Chan, all you want to. Y'all ridiculous for that. Keep talking about some we indigenous to here. Man, y'all hear something and just go right off the rocker with it. You don't know anything about yourself, but you claiming. Listen, I'm gonna tell you what that is to me. When you start claiming things that you don't know, you don't even know yourself. You ain't did no genealogy. You ain't did nothing, but you just start claiming things from things you heard on TikTok. I'm gonna tell you what your problem is. That's the same mental nonsense that we do when we join gangs. I don't know if you've ever joined a gang, but that's the same kind of bullshit we do to make us join a gang. You want to belong somewhere. I'm going to tell you another reason why we always want to be something else besides ourselves. Because we're lost. I'm being honest. Listen, we all want to belong somewhere. We all want to belong to something else. Because we are the lost people. Everybody can trail their lineage all the way back to a damn near caveman, right? Everybody can go all the way back to the Jesus days. Everybody can trail their lineage out except for us. We can only track our lineage to the shores of the Americas. That's as far back as you can go. So that is, I call myself, I'm a lost boy. Because I'm lost. Everybody got their own names for us, African Americans, Afro, Negro, whatever. Negro is a color. No. And before we start calling ourselves Negroes, what we talk about melanin? We naming melanin? I would call myself melanated before I go to saying Negro this, Negro that. People gave us names about our color. I don't really rock with that. You named me by the hue of my flesh, which can be confused so easy. That's dumb. That's like, remember back in the 90s, LL Cool J and all the earlier rappers, every truck was called a Jeep. Backseat of my Jeep, let's swing an episode. Rolling in my Jeep, rolling pretty deep. Everything, it don't matter whether he was in a Chevy Silverado, he was in a Suzuki Sidekick, he was in a doggone Geo, what was them called? Geo Metro, it don't matter. Long as it was a truck, everything was called a Jeep. That's like today, calling every car you see a car. That's ridiculous. So why would I identify myself as a single color that can be confused with somebody with a good tan. Like that one lady that was rocking the NAACP. Remember that? The leader of the NAACP? She was pure. What was she, Irish or something? But people, they had to prove it to me. Because she sure looked like a family member of mine. I said, listen, y'all better prove this to me. Somebody better have more information about this before you start calling her a sellout and stuff. No, she was pure. Yeah, I ain't gonna say her name, but yeah, her. Her hair was like ours. Her skin, I think she was even darker than me at one time. So you're judged. We have made it okay to be judged by the hue of our flesh. Ain't that a little dumb? To me, that is as dumb as letting people judge you from your region. Because if a Caucasian person was born and raised in Africa, and in Africa, she was born and raised in South Africa, right? And she moved to America to come abroad, to go to school and live. She gonna try out and she wanna be here forever. What is she called? She is called an African American. Cause she was born, her birth certificate say Africa. So we are so ignorant that we keep saying dumb stuff like that because you want to belong to something so bad that you're not even realizing what you're saying. You're not even realizing what you're saying. We're judging each other on the hue of our flesh and our regions, which could be, listen, how many times have you seen somebody come from the UK? And there's plenty of people watching me from the UK, much respect. I would have no idea unless they said something to me. And I recognize the accent. If they could actually pull off an American accent, which, what's his name? What's that dude? They said he was the sexiest dude in the world at a time. Yoba, what's his name? He played in Thor. Idris. I didn't know he had an American accent. Matter of fact, he didn't just have an American accent. I couldn't tell whether he was from Detroit, around the area with us, or was he from Brooklyn? Was he from Jersey? I couldn't tell until they interviewed him and he started talking like they said. I was like, oh, stop this foolishness. So I judged him by the way he looked. He ain't got nothing to do with America. He works in America. That's it. He just works here. And Spider-Man too. The new little Spider-Man. He just works in America. That dude is from over the pond. But you see what we do? We judge one another, or we classify ourselves on the hue of our skin and the region that we come from, and you don't even have a clue. I'm a lost boy. I'm lost. And listen, let me tell you this, and I want you to understand something, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm a lost boy. I'm an orphan. I'm an orphan. I'm an orphan. A lot of y'all are orphans too, but we want to belong. This is how I look at myself. I look at myself as I was dropped on a doorstep. Listen to me close. I was dropped on a doorstep of the Americas. Somebody rang the bell and left, right? Lady came out, looking back and forth, nobody to be seen. Here's a little baby, okay? I'm an orphan in this country. I'm an orphan. You are an orphan too. Imagine this. What an orphan if an orphan knows that these are not his real parents, and he or she understands that, there will always be a longing in the back of their mind to find out where they came from. That's why they used to have that thing where they didn't tell orphans where they was from, and there's still laws on the books now that make it where you can't ever contact your birth mother or your child that you gave up ever, right? Because you would disrupt their lives. Now get this. For an orphan, I got a friend that was an orphan. And one of his biggest problems was, and he would cry sometime. He would come to me like, you know, just like how homies get together and talk about our family problems stuff. We was young teenagers. And his biggest thing was like, he was like, man, I don't know who the F I am, bruh. He like, look, you might be my brother. You might be my blood brother and I wouldn't even know. He said, that girl that I'm dating, man, that might be my sister or something. Man, I don't know. Can you imagine being scared to go date people and keep looking at them and see if they look like you before you hit the skins? Imagine that. Me, I'm an orphan. I'm a lost boy. I was dropped off on the doorstep of America because I can only trace my lineage and of who I am by the book that was written at the port, the orphanage. Is no different to me. I need you to feel that. America is an orphanage for us. And I'm an orphan. I'm a lost boy. And I will never know my parents. Imagine that. So in the back of my mind, as much as I laugh, I joke, I have a good time, I do things, in the back of my mind, I always have a longing of knowing who I am. And I'll never know until I meet the Father. I'm an orphan. I'm a lost boy. So you can label yourself as the hue of your skin all you want to. I'm lost. Look at that one show where they do all that genealogy and people be thinking they from Ireland and people be thinking they from the from Africa and all this, and they end up being 95% white. And they had no. They will. I can't remember who it was. He was a singer. Okay, here's one. Here's one for you right here. Y'all know the dude from Kiss with the long tongue? Gene Simmons? Gene Simmons? Genealogy test. What color you think Gene Simmons is? Gene Simmons is black. What color you think the guitar dude from Guns N' Roses, Slash? What color you think he is? Slash from that group Guns N' Roses is black. Nothing about that dude look black except for his hair. If he cut his hair or perm it, you wouldn't have a clue. Why do we keep judging ourselves and labeling ourselves and categorizing ourselves by the hue of our skin? That is utterly ridiculous. Vin Diesel was another one. Vin Diesel nose might give him away a little bit, but that don't mean nothing these days, right? That don't mean nothing these days. So, I'm a lost boy. Y'all can and can't nobody find my parents. It's gonna be this way until I meet the Father. That's when I'm gonna know where I'm from. And I think it's gonna go, I ain't even gonna care about where I'm from like that. Cause I'm gonna be up there and I'm gonna know where I'm from. I'm from him. Right? So to me, I'm not that ignorant. If y'all coming over to my channel and you want to hear that ignorant talk, you won't get that. Now, if we gonna chop it up and we gonna talk good and we gonna just be bullshitting around, now that's different. But when you start talking about some factual stuff, I don't go off of just because I admire this dude and his name Brother X or something, just because I admire his words and I like the way he talk. I don't identify with him. You know, I don't identify with this brother because you don't know if it's this one dude. It's this one guy. And he goes around, he wear a little bow tie, younger dude, and he's a protege of Farrakhan. I think he is anyway. I don't agree with everything that dude say. As a matter of fact, I don't agree with about 60 to 70% of what that young man says, because he lets his youth shine through when he's trying to, when he'll start talking knowledge, and then he'll let his ignorance shine through. And I'm sure that's somebody gonna be pulling it. Yeah, him. Yep, him. Man, that dude, you know who I'm talking about, because he'll be talking something intelligent and then slide some bullshittery in there. And you can't. I don't like playing with words. Tell me straight truth, even if your vocabulary ain't long. Just give me the few factual words. Don't glaze it like a donut. Yes, him, with that doggone bullshittery. I like the young man, but about 60% of the stuff he be saying is some bullshit. It's not true. It's not true. It's proven not true. He'll feel a lot of the truth, and then candy coated with bullshit. I don't like that. He don't have to. He's a smart young man, and he's so smart, you don't have to add filler. Just give the facts. So, any other questions? That's me. I don't, listen, I don't want to go to Africa because I wasn't born in Africa. You understand? I'm going to tell you this when you say things like that. Like, why don't you go to Africa? I'm not going to get on my genealogy. I'm just going to tell you like this. I don't know any languages on the continent of Africa. None. I'm 51 going on 52 years old. That means I have to get hooked on phonics and learn all of these different dialects. You don't just learn the language, you learn the dialect. Like me, right? Here where I am, right? Get this. I am speaking English to you right now. This is universal, what I am saying right now. That is why I am pronouncing these words, so you and many others can understand. Why not learn? Why? It's people like you that go over there to them other continents and other countries, and you come your ass right back, because y'all is full of shit. Let me give you this right here. Here you go. Here you go. Since we're being serious, move from up north and go to the deep south off in the woods. Do that. Go to Appalachia. Move from the north, coming down here with your timberlands and stuff, and come down here and move to the Appalachian Mountains in the woods. Can I tell you something? You might look like a few people around there. They don't want you there. You ain't did nothing to them, but they don't want you there. See, everybody think it's so easy to just go to another country or go to another continent, but you have the part that you're not realizing is, look, it's just as racist there. People are like, I'm moving to France, I'm moving to Europe. Bye. Now I want you to go tell a couple of our brothers and sisters over in the UK, do they experience racism? I'm moving to Russia, I'm moving to Germany. Bye. Go ask any of our brothers and sisters that's stationed over there or living over there, do they experience racism and hatred? So now when you start talking about moving back to the continent of Africa, right? You don't speak the language. Imagine, see, I'm from the north, right? I'm from Ohio. When my mother and my father was Southerners. So I never quite I never quite got it. But when somebody from the deep south came to visit a family member in my neighborhood and their accent was thick and really Southern like my mother's was, everybody made fun of them. Everybody in the neighborhood made fun of him. I even tell you this one dude, he was from Fort Campbell, Kentucky. His name was Willie, and he called himself a rapper. He called himself Wild Willie D. I even give you his doggone rhyme. You used to say, Wild Willie D, rapping to the beat, walking down the street, meeting all kind of freaks. That was his rap in the 80s. I remember that because it was funny listening to his accent, and his rhymes was whack, even for the 80s. That dude ended up being on drugs. You know why he ended up being on drugs? Because he was so depressed, because he couldn't go back home. Something happened in his family or whatever. He was so depressed because he was in a big city where people that just thought that he was funny. Nobody took him serious. Everybody laughed at him. Every word that came out of his mouth was, you start laughing before you listen. You know, you laughed before you would listen. And yes, that was ignorant. But it's the reality of it. So you think you're gonna go to another, okay, you think you're very versed in speaking Spanish, right? You think you could speak Spanish so good. You think you could speak Spanish really good. To me though, you might be really good at speaking Spanish to me. But if you went and talked to a real person that's Hispanic, you would sound ridiculous to them. You would sound like when, like a French person is talk. What's the word? Trying to what is the word I am trying to find for you? Trying to talk to you. I am looking for McDonald's. You know, the cheeseburger to eat with the cheese and the fries. You hear that? He can speak English, but I'm gonna laugh before I tell him where McDonald's is at, out of ignorance. So when you move to another country or another continent, that's how you sound. So their first thing they're gonna do is laugh at you. You think because you look like them, they ain't gonna laugh at you and make fun of you? Because they human. I need you to understand that. They gonna laugh at your ass first. They gonna make up a nickname for you, just like people always do when you move somewhere. And you won't quite fit in. You're gonna be like on the outskirts. You're gonna be in it, but you're gonna be on the outskirts. They gonna in certain places, certain countries, you know what they call you? They won't call you African American. They won't call you Negro. They won't call you none of that. You know what they're gonna call you? American. Who was just here? The American? You're gonna be like, that's offensive. Everybody quick to jump up without you talk without doing any research. You talk, people talk and they've never been anywhere. I can always tell people that's never been anywhere. They aspire to go places because their imagination is vast. I understand and trust and believe. I would like to visit Africa. I would not want to live in Africa. I love Africa. I love the Africans there. That is not my home. I was born and raised right here. I've been living in the South since the year 2000. I've been living down here for 24 years. I still don't fit in. You know what I mean? So, you talking about some learning language? Learning language has nothing to do with learning dialect. You may know how to ask, where is the bathroom, right? You may even be fluent in a certain language. You may be fluent, you know how to speak it perfectly. But you don't know the dialect. For instance, like I was telling you, I am speaking universal right now so everybody can universally hear me and understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. I made that very apparent so everybody could understand me. But when I start talking some hood stuff, those two words right there just throw you off. When I start, there's a difference between hood and ghetto. Some people don't know that. Hood, ghetto. Look at that shorty over there. A what? I could go on and on for days and speak my dialect, and your dialect changes every damn 20 to 50 miles. My dialect on this side of town will change on my mail route, which will change at my sister's house because it's totally different demographics. Same people, different demographic, different classes, different classifications in financial status with people. Changes your dialect. You can call me bilingual. Because when I'm in the house, I'm going to call somebody probably a handful of MFers and a pocket full of bees. That's how I talk. Samuel Jackson. You go somewhere and make a whole big old fool out of yourself, thinking that you're lost, and you are lost, and you are looking for your tribe. You are looking for a family. You are looking for a belonging. You are an orphan. You know what orphans do? You know what orphans do? When an orphan or they have a family that ain't, their family is horrible. They family is horrible. Daddy gone, mama on drugs, you gotta feed your own self, go to school. You know what people like that? Because I call them orphans too. They join gangs. They don't join gangs because they can't wait to go smoke somebody. They join gangs because they are looking for family. They are looking for a belonging, whether it's right or wrong. They just want somebody to hug them up when it's, hey man, somebody to listen, somebody to agree, somebody that look like them, somebody that act like them. And they will even change themselves just to become part of this community. I never thought about smoking people or making chalk lines in the sidewalk, but if that's how I need to be part of this family, right? So I just don't go joining any old group and any old club and any old gang just because I'm an orphan. It's just, whoever is saying that, I bet you she's saying everything I'm saying right now. Yes, they look like us, but that's a different planet. It's a different planet. When you move to listen, hell, I ain't never lived in another country. But just moving from the north to the south, okay, just moving to the north to the south is like living on another planet. I'm gonna hit you with another one. Because I'm saying the south. But again, let's talk about demographic. South Carolina is nothing like Georgia. Listen to me close. South Carolina is nothing like Georgia. Georgia and South Carolina is nothing like Florida. Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida is nothing like Texas. We're all in the South. But the rules change. The dialect change. The language is the same, but the dialect change. The foods change. The trees look different. The further south you go, all you see is palm trees and tropical fruit trees. You don't see these big ass walnut trees, acorn trees and stuff. You see palms and coconuts at the Walmart in the parking lot. They use them for shade. So that's why I don't want to put myself and just say the motherland and go back to the motherland. What part? Because Africa is huge. Africa is a continent. Which country in there are you talking about? See, we always do that, and we talk so broad. That's how you could tell the ignorance. You ain't did no. You running off of something you heard on TikTok and YouTube. You want to be part of something that you don't even understand. Even these people look like you. These people look like you, but you don't understand anything about them. You gonna go down there because you did a little bit of reading and you bought one of them headdresses and you bought one of them the garbs and some beads, and you gonna go down there and you ain't gonna like what you end up doing. And all the only people be down there on YouTube like cheesing, that's for the camera. They ain't telling you everything. I got friends there, I know. So me, I'm lost, son. And I'm real with that. And you know what? I'm okay with that now. It wasn't at no fault of my own, but I'm lost. Right, thank you for that, Sandra. Said another country, no matter what you look like, another country will look at you, newcomers, like immigrants. Just like Americans, we look at other people like immigrants too. Thank you for that. And then when you mess around and get a job, they're going to tell you you took a job from a piece of their family member. It don't matter whether you look like them or not. Look what we doing right now to Mexicans. Oh, they taking all the jobs. All the Mexicans taking all the jobs. All the blacks taking all the jobs. No, we ain't. But it just looked that way. You know what? We do all the jobs that don't nobody else want to do. I can't remember the last time I seen. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I cannot, with all the construction goes on in my city. I've been living here for 15 years. I cannot tell you the last time I seen a white man or a black man, and I'm talking in hues, yes I am, so you understand me, on a roof doing roof work. But we say they taking all the jobs. I've been living here for 15 years, and I have yet to see a white man or a black man doing putting a new roof on somebody's house, whether it's a new establishment or somebody just having their house re-roofed. I have not seen any yet. I have not seen any Caucasians or melanated people besides Hispanics doing roofs. I'm not saying that to down them. I'm saying that to prove a point. Before we keep on talking about they taking all the jobs, before you say so much ignorant stuff, man, I need you to think about it. Right, you don't see them landscaping either. You will see us landscaping, right? You will see us landscaping. Only for about 2 weeks though, till we get paid. Like, man, that's enough of that bullshit. You will see us landscaping for about 2 good weeks till the check come. And that's it. You swinging that trimmer down in the middle of a highway ditch with that little hat on, and you sweating, and your balls smell like a roll of wet nickels. And guess what? You've only been here for 2 hours, and you got 7 or 8 to go. Oh, somebody look like me gonna be like, today my last day. Today my last. Can I get my check? Today my last day with this. Am I lying? Come on now. Am I lying? Now, I'm not talking about them brothers that got their own little setup on their own little trailer, and they got them about 50 houses to keep their contracts going and keep them money in their pocket. I'm talking about on somebody else's lawn crew. So if you look like me, you ain't gonna see too many people that look like me on no lawn crew for over 2 weeks. But you'll see the Mexican dudes, and they out there, they don't even be having on no hats. They always have on them Oakley shades, but they don't be having on no hats. They don't be having on no safety gear, nothing. And it be 103 outside, son, and all they got on is some Oakley shades. That's gangster. I have yet, the only melanated people or Caucasian people that I have ever seen on the side of the road cleaning it up, trimming it up, lawnmower, is prisoners. The prison bus, you just keep driving another mile. The prison bus is about a mile up, and then it's a couple of sheriffs standing there with them dudes in them little jumpsuits picking up trash or running the weed whackers. That's when you see a whole bunch of people, because they ain't got no choice. You see some black dudes, you see some white dudes and stuff, because they ain't got no choice. But when it comes to choice, everywhere in this state, in Florida, and in Georgia, because I'm in those states constantly, that I basically live in all these states. Let me tell you something. I don't see none of us in none of these positions. But we constantly talk about, I'm going to vote because they taking the jobs. Shut up with that. Shut up with that. Anybody that say that, shut up. Cut it out. I don't see you talking about something. I can't wait to graduate from high school so I can get me a string trimmer and sit there and run that thing in a ditch for $7 an hour. Shut up. Shut up. I'm only spitting truth. I'm not talking about what I think. I'm talking about what I know because you see it too. And you know it too. I'm not talking about nothing I don't know. And you know what? I'm going to tell you this. This is how I feel that I've gotten so far to this day. What I keep saying, the first step to recovery is truth. We've been lied to our whole life, all of us. Everything, it don't matter what color you is, what color, race, or creed, okay? We've all been lied to our entire lives. Once you make peace with that and move on from that point is the only time you can start healing. And how I start healing is to stop listening to bullshittery and dig up the facts. Find the facts. Don't put everything in a broad stroke. Everything is detailed. Why do we put everything in a broad stroke on social media? It's not that simple. Me and my wife was talking about the education system after that incident happened. Please don't mention it. That incident happened in that school the other day. I'm going to tell you why we have all of these things happen in our school systems and all these kids keep on bringing them tools to school. Number one, everybody is going to blame the firearm for that school situation. They're not going to blame the system. They're going to blame the firearm for that situation. The first thing I seen on the news is what kind of weapon was it? We're still talking about what kind of weapon was used about a month ago with that one dude, right? We ain't even talking about the dude that did it. We're talking about the weapon. Because, again, somebody has to be the bad guy, and it's going to be the weapon. We've made the weapon the criminal. We don't even talk about the dude that used it. Let me tell you, the system is jacked up. When I was coming up, you know why it wasn't too many of these shootings and whatnot. When I was coming up, it wasn't that many shootings because we were busy having fun. Anywhere from you 6 years old to you 18 years old, we was too busy having fun. You know why we was too busy having fun? Because instead of us sticking around the school to get bullied, oh man, I gotta hurry up and leave here. You don't care what nobody said about you in school. I gotta hurry up and leave here because I got Boy Scouts when I leave here. I'm a crossing guard when I leave here. I play after school basketball when I leave here. The roller rink in the lunchroom is open today from 4 to 8 o'clock when I leave here. Every day there was something to do. There was programs for children to express themselves and get away from their daily crap. We had all kind of programs, summer programs, not just summer programs where children could go and learn a skill, children could go and learn a craft. They would also make money at learning the skill or learning the craft. They also had after school programs that would teach you things like how to play chess. They had debate teams and all of this stuff, crafts, art, you name it. Sport, now all it is sports. If you don't play basketball or football, you fucked. I was too busy living to think about putting harm to anybody. No matter, you think nobody picked on me? I was picked on just like everybody else. I ain't have time for that. That's just what kids do. Kids is cruel. Now, kids have nothing to do at all. And then you jam pack all of these kids into this little ass building. You get bullied in the little building. See, I'm gonna tell you another thing when I was coming up. You get bullied in the building, and then when you go home, you get bullied at home now because the bullies is on social media. They on your TikTok channel, they on your YouTube channel, they on your Twitter channel, and they fucking with you all the way from across town somewhere. You don't get a break, you don't get a mental break, right? When we was coming up, man, once the bell ring, I don't gotta see none of you some bitches for another 8 to 12 hours. So I can decompress. I'm gonna run up out of here, go play some damn tackle football in the field with my friends, and we gonna have fun. My mama gonna call me in for dinner. I'm gonna go get washed up, eat dinner, watch Benny Hill, and go to bed and do it again. These kids, nothing cuts off. Their information download never stops. Nothing ever goes off, man. Everything is 24-hour, 365. All of the information, whether it's right or wrong, these kids have no time to decompress. Children and grown-ups, for that reason, are no different than a water hose. You're going to keep on letting that thing sit in the sun with the water on, and you're going to keep seeing that bubble grow, that bubble in that water hose grow, until you're going to hear boom. You're going to come out, and it's going to be wet all over the street. Because it's being filled. Your brain is being filled with information with no outlet. You know how, I can even explain it in a sense of people being brilliant. There are people that's brilliant and they're crazy. We call them crazy, right? They do crazy things and they act crazy and they do mysterious, weird things. You want to know why they do that? They have no outlet that's on their level to release all of this brilliance. So they do crazy things like wear funny looking pants and shoes and stuff. And that's a tree, that's a stick. But we don't, right, neural overload. Thank you for that. I couldn't think of the word. Thank you. Neural overload. So now there are no programs for the children to have a release so they can get away from the bullying, get away from the stress, get away from the girl that said no to take her to the prom, to get away from the homework that you behind on. They don't have anything. And then they snap. But we ain't gonna talk about how the system, the school system, is the same school system. Listen to me close. The school system is the same educational school system, whether people talk about public school or not, it don't matter. All of it is the same school system that we've been trying to teach human beings since the Little House on the Prairie days. The only difference is not just 8 children in this little schoolhouse. It's 800 of these mugs. The schoolhouse didn't get that big. They just keep adding little rooms on it, bringing trailers, old mobile homes on the doggone school site, and try to jam these kids in here like sardines, and you think they're gonna learn something? They got horrible home lives and everything. You wanna put a kid that's an orphan in a classroom with other orphans, their home lives is horrible. You gonna jam them all together and make them try to get along. Not just get along, but learn something without harming one another. Cut it out. My wife is a school teacher. And you know what I saw personally? When kids during 2020 and all the years they was at home, these children, the grades went through the roof. Their grades got better because they was free to do the doggone work They were pretty much just like a college student. Nobody's making you educate yourself. If you need help, I'm here. My wife was here. When a student had a question, she was there. She didn't have to make nobody be in this classroom that didn't want to be in this classroom. All you got to do is not log your goofy ass in, and everything was wonderful. Everybody ain't going, look, during 2020 days, wasn't no kids going up in those schools shooting. Who you going to shoot? The janitor? The Boilermaker? Wasn't nobody in there. Think about that. Wasn't no school shootings during the sniffles. But across the whole country, grades went up. We had more graduates, online graduates, of course, because, you know, you couldn't walk the stage. We had more graduates than we have seen since the 80s. What did that tell us? We didn't learn anything from that. We didn't learn anything. We dumbed ourselves down. Like, no, the kids got to get back inside the building. The kids got to get back inside the building so they can do some more blaming and lay somebody else out. Why is we so hard to get these mugs back in the building? When we see something shifted, something changed when they was home learning. Something's changed. They should have learned from that and said, hey, we need to figure out a better way to do this. Coming to this building every day ain't working. Them being home and deciding whether they want to be here or there, giving them an option to learn. Man. So my problem is, I hate when stuff like this happens because the only thing that's going to get blamed is the tool that was used. That's like you get in a car crash. Listen to me. Every time somebody get in a damn car crash, do you blame your wrenches and your screwdrivers? You get in a car crash. Do the police go looking for a screwdriver and a wrench and a ratchet set in your car? No. Damn it, that's stupid. A firearm is a tool. I can take a hammer and do just as much damage. Hold on, y'all. Let me cut my porch light on. Come here. Come here. Come on. There you go. So that's my point. We'll make up anything just to make ourselves look better. You blame a tool for something. Here's the other thing that we don't think about. We're going to blame the tool, and we're not going to blame the mental health situation of the person that was using the tool. They had some stabbings go on about a month or so ago, and dude took out about 6 people with a knife. He took out about 6 people with a knife. I have not heard not one legislation talking about a knife ban or registering your knives, because that's stupid. Oh, you can have a knife, but it can't have a handle on it. That kind of dumb stuff, man. Miss me with that. Let me bring you closer so I can see y'all a little bit better. Okay. I want you to see my nuts. We just full of ourselves is what it is, man. We don't never think. Right? And now somebody just said homeschool. If you homeschool, you're gonna get in trouble. They're going to be knocking on your door, talk about your kids ain't done 8 and your, why is they out here in the streets and stuff? Because they done with their damn lessons. And part of our curriculum is they supposed to be outside learning how to gather eggs and take care of chickens, right? So you can't even homeschool kids these days without somebody coming knocking on your door. It's always something, man. So in the news, we're about to hear a bunch of stuff about the tools, new laws, new rules, new regulations, while at the same time everybody is mentally screwed up. Until this country gets free health care, we keep on blaming tools when it's the health care. People need to go get looked at. But the problem why people don't go get looked at, because they know if I go and lay on this dude's couch and tell him about my horrible childhood, I owe him $2,000 when I get up. He gonna have me here for an hour, and he gonna charge me anywhere from $500 to $2,000 depending on who I am. So of course I'm not gonna go do that. And then if you still feel like you need to go talk to somebody, what do other people do? They go for the alternative, and they go into a church, and they need to get close with God and get close with Jesus, and they go into a church, and they feel like they can talk to the members of the church and everything else, knowing all this dude keep asking you for is money so they can build the children's church. He don't care about how your childhood was. Matter of fact, these days, a lot of these people dancing up on that stage has caused a lot of the children's problem. Look, you can't go to church and tell them about your doggone horrible childhood, because the dude up there at the podium is the one that made my childhood bad. You know what I'm saying? He might be the one. It might be he the one that what I need to talk to somebody about. It's a lot of people that keep, again, and I'm going to relate that to exactly what I was talking about earlier. Everybody is lost, and everybody is looking for guidance. Everybody is wandering around looking for a savior. They're looking for a safe place, and they're looking for a home. The only problem with that is you're looking in the wrong places, and you don't even realize you're either joining cults or you're joining gangs. And I ain't talking about you and throwing up sets. I'm talking, when I say a gang or a cult, I mean you're just joining a group that means you no good. It's no different than everybody talk about some lead. Why don't you move to Africa? I'm not going to Africa because what you think I look like. That's so ridiculous to me, man. And you know, let me be quiet. Let me see what y'all saying, cause you know me, I talk y'all ear off. What y'all talking about? Let me read something y'all saying. Go over there and get my glasses, puppy. Go get my glasses. I'm gonna put my glasses on. Y'all bring y'all questions. I got you, puppy. Oh, got him in my pocket, puppy. Got him in my pocket. Okay, y'all. All right. Any questions? Don't lick my beard. Hey, Dave Busby, how you doing, brother? Say, I understand, brother. Man. Karen and Thomas, how you doing? Said, we believe the children felt more safe, protected, comfortable, and free to be themselves and think, become inspired. Exactly. Truly. And some kids do got a bad home life and they didn't want to be home, but they hurried up, did their homework so they can get out the house. I was there for that. I seen it. Is Lady Led still doing those real estate consultations for folks that have questions? I'll ask her for you, self-sufficient. She been real busy for a long time, so I'll ask her though. That's your tail on me. I thought it was a bug. How you doing, Kim? It's good to meet you. I just been, if y'all can see me, I'm trying so y'all can see my head. I'm just trying to be realistic. ain't nobody realistic anymore. Everybody just talk broad bullshit and make it sound good. Look, if I put enough sugar in a turd, I can make it almost smell edible. And that's what people do. Which part of Africa has the origin of human? Do I look like a historian? Why don't you go Google that, Lorax? What difference do that make to me? You would probably say an answer and not know yourself. I guarantee you don't know. Any questions? Any questions? I'm going for questions. Any questions before I conk out? I'm sorry for uh any questions? Any statements? I'm doing good. How are you doing, Yisrael? Hey, Lynn, off topic, your banana plants up for sale yet? No. They're sold. Sold out. We are in the... Any questions? I'm listening. I'm takers. I'm taking all takers. Are you still using the Delta Ultra as a backup? Yes. As a matter of fact, I need to bring it out here because I'm taking it with me. Say don't have a question, just don't want me to leave yet. I don't want to keep y'all on here for 40 days and 40 nights. I just wanted to be, what do you think of the border situation? I don't know. I don't live on the border. Why would you ask me something like that? What do we plant right now? I'm going to have you Google that for your area. It all depends on your area. What part of South Carolina do you think is the best? Sent your wife your message already. There is no such thing as the best. It's what part is the best for you. And you can make any place your world. Is there any other type of livestock you want to add? No, just chickens. When is the next camp meetup? In 2 days. To secure our camp is private now. We don't do public camping anymore. It got too weird. To secure a door lock, should I replace it with nails 3-inch or 8? Neither. If you're trying to replace a lock, you use screws. I'm answering anything right now. Don't put no doggone nails in anything in a door. Please don't do that. Let me see. Properties for a lot of society is in the wrong place. A lot of kids are on their own. No big mamas. True. How can I set up a lead camp club on the West Coast? We'll talk about that. Email me, okay? Email me, Trina. Say, thanks for the tip on draining the EcoFlow wave too. Mine kept making noises and kept filling up, but now I have no trouble. Thank you for that. I'm glad you heard that, because I thought something was wrong with mine too until, go pee, until I did that and switched that switch off. Do you have any solar panels you want to get rid of for a good price? No. I ain't never selling none of my solar panels. Never. The more solar panels you have, the better. I'm trying to get a better, come up here a little bit. Get a little light on my head. There we go. Little light on my dome. What is the best long-term tent stack? I don't know what that is. When I was a younger in school, young boy in class said he would rather be seen as colored because everyone has a color. You must have been in elementary school for him to be talking that way. You must have been in about 3rd grade for him to say something that ignorant. How much water would you say you should conserve per person in a survival situation? That is not a question that I can answer. That depends on you and your usage of water. Tent stake. I don't have a long-term tent stake. They're all pretty good. Just don't use a plastic one. Any tips for black caterpillars on your pecan trees? Leave them alone. They don't hurt anything. They're going to be caterpillars for a minute in that web. They're going to turn into butterflies and fly away. They ain't going to do nothing to your tree. Okay, got you. Desiree says, this is the first video I saw you talk about the Harbor Freight solar panel system, never in stock here, because that's how good they are. Self-sufficiency, I will go and find it, but do you have any solar 101 videos? Yes, I have plenty. Please go to my solar playlist. It'll help you out. Matter of fact, one I do is on free. I'm on Freedom Makers, telling you how to hook up solar panels and everything. Is the Kodiak tent the one with the separate rooms? Yes. Got the Delta Pro, trying to decide if it's better than my gas generator. What's your thoughts? I'm not going to answer that because it all just depends on your situation. Those are personal questions. There's times when the sun isn't out and I need my gas generator. And there's times when the sun is out, which is most of the time, where I never have to start my gas. And it depends on the situation, because if you're in a grid down situation and you got people and eyes on you, my generator can be in the house. My solar panel can be on the roof and nobody will know that I have power. If you have a gas generator, no matter where you put it, if you put it in the house and tunnel out a pipe throughout your wall and shoot the exhaust outside, it's loud and people can hear it and smell it. When is the next Zoom meeting for Camp Club? There is not one. We about to be at camp. We had it yesterday. I put up a post. Are there still openings for the private camp club? Yes, there is, I believe. You can email LadyLed at email LadyLed at ladyled73@gmail.com. It might be too late for this one because we are literally leaving in a couple days. Do I need my own bees to grow fruit trees? I'm gonna have you Google that. Sand clay mixture for sandy loam. If that's a question, I see 2 question marks, but I don't hear a question. Where should someone recently out of college start? Start doing what? Y'all got to be a little bit. I'm giving you my all. You can be descriptive right now. I'm stopping and reading. Led, how long before my tree cuttings in the cup procedure show roots? It just depends on what you did, what kind of soil did you use, how big is your cutting, how much water is in the cup. Everything depends. Just please be patient. You got to be patient with growing stuff, especially a cutting. See, I bought 3 tents so far and always researching to buy more. Me too, Nikki. Me too. I kid you not. Right now, I do want that That spring bar, spring bar by Kodiak and a spring bar by Tintin Tints. Nah, that's not by Kodiak. Yeah, that's by Kodiak, White Duck, and Tintin. Come here, come here. See that owl? Come here before she takes you. You stay with me. That owl will be done slurped you up like spaghetti. Okay? You stay with me. You too little. What was the first step you took towards living a more self-sufficient life? Get rid of junk. Get rid of everything pretty much that you don't need. Do you grow pineapples? If not, why? I stopped because it's a waste of my time. It's fun and that's it. I don't live in a climate where I could just grow them without thinking about them. That's not hawks, those are owls. You stay by me. Still taking questions. Let me see, percentage of sand to clay. That depends on what you're planting. That all depends on what you're planting and how much drainage do they need. That's just not a universal question. How far apart do you plant turnip greens? I don't think about that. I just plant my greens, period. I just did a whole video about you're thinking about farming versus growing food in your yard. It's two entirely different things. Asian pears, which is the best? I don't know. They all taste the same. Have you tried to regrow grapes from the vine from the grocery store? I planted one and I'm getting leaves. Natasha, I don't believe you. I'm gonna keep it real. I told you, tonight is the night to ask me a question because I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't believe a word you just said. I'm not gonna lie. Not a single syllable. I'm not gonna lie to you. You told me you growing a grapevine from the grapes you got at the store. Tell that to somebody that don't know anything about gardening. How do you trim elderberry tree roots? Trim elderberry tree roots? I don't have the room to put in the ground. Oh, you put them in a pot? What you mean, how do you trim the roots? Tell me what you're talking about, Sandra. You want to go get some water? How do you... I have a lemon lime tree in a pot. I get limes, but the lemons don't ever develop. That's because something you doing wrong, whether you not watering them, you not feeding them, something. I got a little lime tree right here, and the limes is full of limes for no reason. And I ain't even do nothing to it. Say grapes in the seed don't even have seeds anymore. She's talking about using them as cuttings, and that's a lie. Have you ever crossbred any fruits? And even if possible, no, and nor do I try. They do that on their own, and that's another misconception. You think you're growing all these trees out here in this yard, and you don't think none of this stuff cross-pollinates from the insects going from a pear tree to an apple tree to a lemon to a plum. Something happens in there. That's why sometimes you would taste a piece of fruit that you've never tasted before, and it's just the same old apple that you've been eating your whole life. You don't know what that was cross-pollinated with. You don't know what happened, what actually worked out. So unless you're in a controlled scientific studio, you have no control over what your trees are being cross-pollinated with. Do you plant a lot of herbs? I have 29 different kinds. They are wonderful. No, I don't. I replanted the vines, ate the grapes, roots developed. You are a liar, Natasha. Natasha, you're a liar. Told you, I'm telling you the truth. You can mix two seeds and create an orange tree that tastes like lemons. You're a liar too, Manuel. Is lava rock good mix to mix with clay soil? Not to me. all you're going to have is clay with rocks in it. If you have clay soil, I recommend you don't try that. All you doing is building a house with them lava rocks and clay. Yeah, what now? I'm letting people know. If they always want the truth from me, I'm giving it to you. It's not popular. Okay, Manuel, you say nope. My friend's dad was a genetic seed splicer. That right there sounds like my girlfriend lives in Canada and I go and make love to her on Fridays. You kidding me? You sound like a school kid. My friend's dad is a seed slicer. You kidding? Man, I bet you got a girlfriend in France too, don't you? Come on, man. That sound like them lies we used to tell when we was like 13. I do got a girlfriend. She just don't live here though. You know, we be kissing and everything. She like live like, you know, in Toronto, Canada, and I be going up there all the time and we be kissing. Your friend's dad is a seed splicer. You could even lie and say it was your own daddy that was the seed splicer. Why are Concord grapes so difficult to find? Now all I can do is give you what I think. Is because those Concord grapes grow in the South like crazy. And they're starting to realize you can do more things with Concord grapes than you can with green grapes and any other kind. Those Concord grapes are like, you can grow them anywhere, and they're so hardy. You can grow them in the cold, you can grow them in the heat, anywhere. So they're starting to realize they got something on their hands, or they got them somewhere trying to make them seedless. Have you grown sugar cane from seeds or from stalk? Both. I'm wide open for questions for a few more minutes, for 6 more minutes. What is it? Let me see. Yep, 8 more minutes. Questions. Keep them running. How long do you let chicken poop sit before you put it around a pecan tree? I don't let it sit. I put it directly on my trees. I just don't bury it in. I just set it right on top of the grass and then cover it with mulch. Manuel say I'll take it lighthearted because I respect you. I respect you too, but you lying. Seed splicing friend's father. I'm not kidding, man. I'm serious, man. Stop spreading bullshit. I don't like that. I don't like, we're in a world where the information is already screwed up, man. We don't need, dude, if you need a friend that bad, man, I'll be your friend. You don't gotta lie to be my friend. I'll be your friend. Let's go live and talk about agriculture. Why don't you start a channel, and if you go live, I'll join you. Because I don't want you on my channel talk about your friend's dad is a seed splicer. Your autism don't allow me to lie. Now, here we go. All right. Now you use autism. You talk about people with autism now. You just pulled a card you shouldn't have pulled. You gotta go. I ain't sent nobody to the cornfield in a long time, man. You gotta go. Don't use mental disabilities because you just dumb. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You just dumb and a liar. Don't go blaming that on people with autism. It is a total 2 different worlds between having a mental disability and just being plain stupid. Don't try to make people with autism look bad because you dumb. Don't even do it. I'm not gonna let you get away with that. Everything he said was stupid. Got sick of that dude. I've been trying not to send people. Come on, hold on. You want to go get some water? Go on there. I know that's what you want. Go on, get lost. Yeah. See, have you ever grown passion fruit? How did it go? Yes, I did. And then I let them go because we got them growing wild right across the creek. I had those purple ones and they didn't do well, but those May pop, them yellow ones, the green ones, they all across the creek over there. I still got thousands of seeds from them things. Any more questions before we go? We got 5 minutes. 5 minutes. What are the top 3 books that you have read that influence your life in a positive way? That right there is a great question, because I come from an era where you didn't just have to read books. Our elders stuck around and told us right from wrong. See, this generation, these older folks is so busy trying to be young and go to the club and shake their ass and be pimps that they're forgetting about the youth and our responsibility as elders now to reach back and take our little brothers and sisters and lead them down the right way and tell them right from wrong. We didn't have to read how, because you can't read how to do right. You can't read how to be kind. You cannot read how to be morally good. You can't read that. You can read it all day long in a book. You can read the Bible, but then somebody has to show you. For instance, right, the Bible. Read the Bible, right? And then you need somebody to show you, to guide you. That's why people, they'll read the Bible, but then they go to church, right? If you got a Bible, why do you need to go to church? Because sometimes you need a group of people like-minded to back up what you're saying, or back up what you think you wrote, or back up what you think you read, right? Because you may have misinterpreted something. So to me, in my days, it was my uncle, it was my father, it was my mother, it was my friend's dad and mom across the street, my friend's mom and dad next door, my friend mom and dad even at the school. Sometimes back in the day, see, these days teachers are so busy trying to sleep with the students. They're not mentoring the students. These days when the teacher say, stay after class, I want to talk to you, she mean, come and talk to me. I really want to know you. She ain't saying stay after class, I really want to talk to you. Because when the teacher in my day told you to stay after class, she said, listen, you a good kid. You got to stop hanging with him. He going to get you in some trouble. Your grades is slipping. Ever since y'all introduced yourselves to one another, your grades been sliding down. I don't want to call your mom and dad because I know you better than this. So I'm going to give you one chance to go ahead, pull yourself up. So starting tomorrow, I'm going to put your desk across the room and I'm going to put his across the other side of the room. Y'all stay on away from each other. Now get on out the classroom before I call your mama. That's what teachers used to do. And now all you see them on the news is sleeping with the damn students. We are in hell on earth. There is no book that you can read to guide you to do the right thing. When somebody is telling you the truth, we shun them. When somebody is telling you factual things, we shun them. We just want to hear what sugarcoats our ears. We want to hear the sweetness. We want to hear the things that make us feel good, make our tummies wiggle. We don't want to hear nothing that's going to make you cry because you know you ain't doing right. Look, for instance, I'm overweight, right? And I'm working on my weight. I'm not about to be no plus size model. Trying to pretend that I'm not in bad shape. I don't need nobody to tell, ooh, man, you sure is fine. Man, I know what this is and I'm realistic. But this world, everybody gets a trophy bullshit is garbage to me. Listen, some of us, man, health-wise, you might be beautiful, but you are not healthy. Me, myself, I know I'm fine, but I am not healthy. And I'm not gonna flaunt my unhealthiness out here to the world like I'm the sexiest man to walk across the stage. Cause you lying to yourself and you lying to other people and you lying to children and make them think that's a good idea there. He's making lots of money and he's a diabetic and on all kind of insulin and everything else. They're paying him millions of dollars to be, no. We lie to ourselves too much. In my day, and I hate saying that because it makes me sound just so old every time I say it, but in my day, man, yo grown folks stuck around, man. You know, you want to hear something? I'm gonna tell you a secret. I'm gonna tell you a real story. It's gonna be short. Would you get a goat? No. I'm gonna tell you a real story. I just answered that. I only want chickens. Get a goat if you want to, and you'll find out. Okay. Have you? Okay. What was I saying? True story. Me and my wife was trying to buy our first house. And we did it sporadically. We just jumped out one day and said we need a house so we can get out of the hood. Gunshots, violence, people dying all over the place. So I was trying to get up some money so I could start the process. And you know what? My daddy didn't give me the money. My mama didn't give me the money. I knew I had to sell all of these raggedy cars I had. I knew good and well I had a raggedy, it was a 79 Chrysler LeBaron. It was a 79 Chrysler LeBaron. It probably wasn't worth back then probably $200. My best friend's father called me over across the street. Said, come on over here, let me talk to you. Say, yeah, my son told me y'all trying to buy a house. I said, yes, sir, I'm trying to get out of the hood. He said, man, you know what, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. How much money you got? I said, I ain't really got nothing right now. Right now, you know, I just had a kid and I'm trying to make ends meet. Had my firstborn son. So I said, I'm trying to sell all my cars and all the speakers and all of this stuff so I can get me up some money so I can go on and do what I'm going to do and start my process because I don't know how the process is done. He said, which car you selling? I said, that one for sure should give me at least about 500. He said, no, it won't. That's worth about 300. I said, you think so? Even with the rims on it? He said, man, them rims don't mean nothing. Let me tell you what he did for me. That man pulled me aside. He said, look, I'll buy it from you. Go get the title. I went home, I got the title, and when I came back, he gave me $1,500. This was 1992. $1,500 in 1992. I don't know if you understand how that equates in today's market. That was almost like him giving me the equivalent of $5,000 to $6,000. Okay. So that was an elder from the neighborhood looking out for a young buck that was trying to do good. That's the only way I can explain that. He had no reason on the planet Earth to give me $1,500. That was unheard of. Unheard of. He gave me $1,500 for a $200 car. God rest his soul. $1,500 for a $200 car. So I could put some money towards my new venture of purchasing my home. With that being said, me and my wife, with other stuff that we did, was able to purchase our very first home together because of that. That's what my generation's elders did. He never asked me for anything. He didn't say, come cut my grass. Hey, can you come paint my house? Nothing. He never asked me for a doggone thing. Never. So when you ask what books do you read, I can't answer that question because this ain't my era. We didn't do it like that. These days, if an elder tells you to come here, let me talk to you, right? These days, what I'm seeing, hey, come here, let me talk to you, young blood. Hey, look here. Man, you can't be out here doing this. You know what's going to happen? You might get shot. You might get cussed out. You might get disrespected or beat up if you just trying to help these days. You see somebody on a bad path. They're on a road to destruction. And you say, come here, young blood. Let me talk to you. He gonna say, what the F you want, old man? I'm gonna tell you another story quick. This is even quicker. I was in Walmart the other day and I heard this young lady. It was a dude standing on both sides of her. She was supposed to be watching the self-checkout lanes. She was in charge of 2 self-checkout lanes, and each one of them got about 5 self-checkouts. She's standing in the middle. It's 2 dudes who's supposed to be in the back stocking or something, talking to her. I heard their whole disgusting conversation about her sexuality, and she was loud, boisterous. They was loud, boisterous. I know everything she does, and I know everything they did to her just the night before. I know everything that she did when she went to college. I know all of that. As loud as they were speaking, I wanted to tap. This how close he was to me. As close as I am to this camera. Look, I can reach out and touch him. I wanted to grab him and say, young man, hey man, man, y'all hold that down, man. Man, all these folks can hear you, man. They disgusted, man. But y'all hold that down, that bullshit. You know what? 70% of me told me to be the elder and come up and tell them, stop before you either lose your job. Stop before somebody reports you and you lose your job. Stop before somebody comes and checks you just for talking this disgusting. That 30% of me said, man, mind your own damn business before you end up on the news like every other elder that tried to help or break up a fight. Stay out of it. And I didn't utter a word. I stood next to them for more than from 3 to 5 minutes before it was my turn to check out, listening to that doggone disgusting bullshit. Now I know all their business, so every time I go in the store, I know everything about all 3 of them. These kids they don't even know how to talk in code or whisper. Everything got to be loud and boisterous because they need to be seen. This generation needs to be seen and heard. This is the generation of social media. If you want to kill somebody, ignore them. This is the generation that everybody needs to be seen and heard, whether it's right or it's wrong. And all you got to do is ignore them. It will drive them insane. You don't got to fight nobody. All you got to do is ignore them. These days, ignoring people is like a 9mm round. Don't subscribe to their channel. Don't thumb up their video. Don't like and subscribe to their channel. Do that. In this generation, you just rip their heart out. So I just ignore them. And let them eat those consequences. They won't let us be good elders. It's some still left out here that do look out for the youth and look out for the young folks and don't want them to go down a bad path. And it is a light at the end of the tunnel. I know that's cliche, but it's the truth. But I ain't gonna lie, most of my peers, man, we still just want to party. We do. Because my age, I'm going to say all the way, because I know some people that's 70-something, fine as wine. It's some of y'all 70-something age, old, 70-year-old folks look finer than some of these 20 and 30-year-old folks. You still got your body, you still got your looks, your skin is tight, your muscles is ripped up. I'm talking about men and women. And since we looking better and we feeling healthier and we strong, we think that equates to now, while you still got it, you better go shake it. You better go bait the hook with it. Don't even realize, man, we leaving the kids behind. You 70-something odd years old, you in the same club with your daughter or your granddaughter. Well, we need to be telling them, look, we need to be in the house and tell it, look, don't come in here at no 11 o'clock. Don't come dragging in here at 11 o'clock. What happened to that? We the ones need to be telling them so they don't get in trouble. Hey, I don't want to hear you with them boys no more, because I heard they be shooting. Don't tell me I don't want to hear that you was with such and such. We don't do that no more. We end up being in the same getaway car with them idiots. We in our 50s to 70s and we in the same getaway car. We helping them plot the whole bank job. Now look, you take that car around to the side of the house. You know I got a bad hip, so I ain't gonna be running looking for you. All right? You hold the front door. We stupid. With this my era now, we're so busy still trying to hold on to our youth that we're actually stealing it from the youth. It reminds me of that movie I watched when I was a kid called The Dark Crystal, where these monsters were sucking the essence out of these little gelfling things. They little puppet movie from Jim Henson. They were sucking the essence out of them just so they could stay alive and youthful. That's what we're doing. We're literally sucking the youth out of the young folks, trying to stay young ourselves. We look vibrant, but it's nothing left of the kids. They just shell of human beings. They don't have no guidance. They don't have no consequence. They're wandering around here lost. And we used to be their only map. And now we're so busy trying to act like them that none of us have any guidance anymore. We are lost. If you go on TikTok, there are more people 50 years old and up on TikTok than there is young people. Dressing with their knockers hanging out, booty hanging out, and stuff like that. Trying to still prove, who is we still trying to prove that we still youthful? You still need that pat on the back? That's sad to me. That you still need somebody to tell you you look good. You looking in the mirror saying I woke up today and I look good ain't good enough. Now you need 5,000 likes, 5,000 perverted people say, hey, look, grandma, I'll come over there and tear that up. You need that for validation, and then get mad when if you 60, 70 years old, 50 years old, whatever, and you come out here and all you got on is some pasties and some panties, and then if somebody say something disgusting to you, you be like, I can't believe he said that to me. You ain't got no damn clothes on. Look, them is hooker clothes from my days. You wearing a hooker outfit, that is a hooker's uniform. He gotta say John stuff. He gotta say, that's what John say to hookers. So he don't know. You didn't tell him. You ain't said nothing on the video. It just had some provocative music, and you had on pasties and panties, and he gonna say some gross stuff. This been happening since the beginning of time. Just so we can get some kind of validation and hugs and props. Don't get me started. All right, I guess I'll go now. Sorry, y'all, for ranting and raving. I know my neighbors think I'm crazy. Yes. I'm glad the credit card lady came in. They say the world is a stage and it's full of actors. and it's full of actors. You want to know something? Every problem, every problem in this world right now can be simply solved with just you and me. We ain't no scientists. We ain't no historians. We ain't no politicians. But we could solve each and every single problem if we stuck together. We so busy depending on leaders to do everything for us that we forget we as a unit have the power to change everything. When you see a school of fish, why do you think all them fish swim together? You would think a school of fish swim together because they like, look, I'm gonna just swim on the inside so they'll eat all the fish on the outside and they won't get to me. That ain't what they do. Because when all the fishes together, they start making and flashing their scales and everything, and they confuse the enemy. They confuse the threat. Why do you think all zebras is that color? And when they all run in a herd and they start shifting left and right and up and down, the lion be like, what the hell? His eyes cock like a 12-gauge shotgun because he can't make out heads or tails. He just see a blur. He just see a mess. When that shark try to attack that whole big school of fish with hundreds of thousands of fish in it, he don't see anything. He see a blur of flashes of light. He don't know what, he can't stay on one target. He blindly tries to eat some, but he always fails. Why do those fish stick together like that? They stick together like that because together, none of them will be eaten. Because you could confuse the enemy. You could actually defeat the enemy if you all together. The enemy will get tired of trying to figure your asses out and leave and be like, I need to go find something easier to eat than be messing around with y'all. Because this is giving me a headache. That's why I say us as a unit, as a people, if we all stuck together and stop being separated by the dumbass, the hue of our skins. Again, like I said in the beginning, we judge each other by the hue of our skins and the region that we're at. And that's none of that got anything to do with anything. I could be this brown and be from Brazil. I could be this brown and be Puerto Rican. I could be this brown and be Asian. And you wouldn't even know. You would just keep thinking that I'm a black man. You would look at the hue of my skin and say, you a black man. You black. You a brother. Come on, let's go to the motherland. Like the dude did earlier. You wouldn't know. You wouldn't have a freaking clue that I might be Asian. You wouldn't have a freaking clue. I might be Puerto Rican. You wouldn't have a clue. I might be Mexican. You ain't got a clue. You judging off of my characteristics. And that's how they are using those things to keep us all separated. The hue of our skin and the region that we're at. And we don't even realize that we're all orphans in this country. We're all lost. Looking for somebody that we can call family and looking for a place that we can call home. Not even realizing you joined the gang or a cult, right? There you go. Somebody said Italian. I've seen an Italian. You ever seen, name of that? Sopranos? That dude with that hair? The afro? They had to tell me he was Sicilian. I didn't know. I thought he was a brother that they let in. Nope. But while you talking about Italians, do your history. See, people kill me. They think I just be joking around and stuff. Do your history on Italians. You're going to find out things that some people don't want to hear. If you do your history, and do it properly about Italy, a lot of people out there are going to hear things they don't want to hear. I will tell you something. They are more like me than they want to admit. But that's where they start getting rid of books and burying history, because they don't want to have no parts to that. They do not want you to know that. Read. Do your history. Use these search engines for good instead of watching people butt clap. And you will find out a lot more about yourself than they telling you. When I was young, it was a girl in my high school, and we was real cool, and we kind of started dating, going out a little bit or whatever. I didn't know she was Italian. I didn't have a clue. I thought she was a light-skinned chick. I didn't know. She broke up with me because her daddy was like, he ain't having that, right? And she told me why. Because they was Italian. Before I could be like, why he do that? I said, you Italian? I kid you not. Because she was so dark. And back then, all girls had perms, So I don't know. Everybody hair was straight, and then the little bobs and stuff with the bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. What the hell do I know? She looked like Baby Fresh from JJ Fad. I didn't know. So, with that being said, man, let me let y'all go, because I'll be done said so much stuff on here that folks don't want to hear. And I can't, trolls get on my nerves. Right? But I want to say thank y'all for coming through. Saia was there. Yeah, you caught the bamboo earrings, at least 2 pair. Don't leave that off. Don't leave that off. Any questions? We've been here this long. Any questions? Lock it up, we lock it up. We do it all. Let me see if I can see any. Oh, and yeah, that's right too. It's a couple other parts of Europe too. Nobody want to know about. That olive skin. Hey, let that go. Let that go. I'm tired of hearing that. Let that shit go. It's like, I look like a clown to you. Why don't you go dress up like the Sugar Cane Pimp and make a video? Make yourself laugh. That shit's so old. That's like the episodes of Martin coming back on and playing. It's not the same. Let it go. It's time for new stuff. Cool J cookies. All right, y'all. Let me figure out what I'm about to do here. because I still got a lot to do. I can't go to sleep yet. Got work to do. Can you do a video on how to trim plant roots? There is nothing to it. Just trim them, put it back in the pot, and then fill it with more new dirt. Simple. It's that simple, literally. You ain't gonna hurt the tree. I don't know what that is. You got what? Today at a habitat of vintage what? FHE, what you got? A vintage something? Sun stove. Oh, I wish you had a channel. I would love to see that. You from Sumter, Kim? I'm there all the time. I hope I run into you one day. I won't be fussing either. Okay, I hope I run into you because I'm always in Sumter. Any last questions before I go? Going once, going twice? Anybody? They like, yeah, make him stay for 2 more hours. Anybody? Do you still give out the golden shovel? Miss D, have you seen me give out that golden shovel in 8 years? 8 years. Have you seen another golden shovel given out? I'ma tell you something about that. You want to say yes, that you want to know why I stopped giving out the golden shovel award? You said you don't know. That means you don't watch me. Okay. This is why I don't give out the golden shovel award. Because of everything I just said here tonight. Do you know people was fighting over that? They were literally fighting over who won a shovel that I bought from Home Depot and spray painted it gold. It made me so sick to my stomach, I said I will never do that again. I was giving out $5 foot long Subway cards that I had signed. This was about 6 years ago. Do you know people was fighting over the $5 foot long prepaid cards that I had? I was asking a question to people. I answered it first. No, I answered it first. I said, hey, calm down. It's a $5 foot long. So I said, give me your Cash App. I'll send you $5. I want the card. What the hell is wrong with people? I'm not no Hollywood celebrity. You ain't gonna cash this in at Pawn Stars for and get you like. Can we take a look at that? Oh, that's an authentic Lead Farmer 73 Subway $5 foot long card. How much you asking for it? I tell you what. I'll give you 400,000 for it, no more, no less. You know that's all. That's my limit. It's not gonna happen. They was mad about a $5 foot long card, not the $5. They wanted the card because it had my signature on it. That's why I stopped doing contests because it's always a mess, and I stopped giving away awards because it's always a mess. People fight and they cuss and they call me all kind of names. I'm like, it's best nobody get. Guess what? Now everybody wins. Everybody in this generation, everybody gets a trophy, right? Now everybody get a trophy. The last contest I did was, challenge that I did was everybody start a channel. And everybody said, Led, what did we win? To this very day I hear about, we never won nothing. Yes, you did. you won your freedom, because now you can express yourself because you have your own channel. So everybody that started a channel won. And it's a lot of people to this very day started a channel because of that challenge, and they're making money off of their content creations to this very day. So you're welcome. Y'all won. Hey, Katrina, how you doing, sister? You won. And I ain't got to fight over it. All right. I'm going to get out of here, though, y'all. Just so y'all can... Probably my neighbor's tired of hearing me talking. That's probably it. That's the reason I like being on Freedom Makers. I don't got to worry about what my neighbors worrying about. Let me see. Said they'll make you run off into the woods, never be seen again. Amen. Say, you still on? Yes, yes. All kind of crazy stuff happened in this live. We had to do some addressing. So, with that being said, y'all, I hope you have any questions about anything you heard today. If I exited you from the room, trust and believe. I tried. I tried to keep listening to your nonsense, and it just got that bad. Okay, I tried to stop sending people off to the cornfield because something don't sit right in my heart about it. But it's some people that's just where they belong. Have a good one, Katrina. I said Katrina, Katina, and I hope you having a good time at school. Oh, you missed the school part, Katina. Whew. I wasn't even done on that. All right, everybody, enjoy your night. Lev Farmer 73. I love y'all. Please be safe. Vote. 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 You do what you do. Just vote. 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 I'ma say this. Vote. 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 What do you do to keep your pets safe when you camping? What do you mean? Safe from what? Go vote. Peace.